and welcome to another episode of Geek Dhaba Reviews. Today we're going to be taking on the animated spin-off show Diabolical, which is a spin-off show of The Boys, a fantastic superhero show that we enjoy. And this is their what if, I guess I'd call it, or Star Wars Visions. It's a throwaway animated show. Why they do this, I don't understand. So just I'm not getting into it. So hey, your thoughts overall before we get into individual episodes.
I mean, some episodes were fun. It was like probably I thought it was like a competition between the writers, what we can get away with, sort of. It was like we know the boys' quality, so this was like not there, but it was fun. Some episodes were fun. It was funny because the episode length was small, so we kind of could have enjoyed it. Anything longer than this would have been boring.
Definitely. Let's move episode by episode.
Sure.
All right. So the very first one, Laser Babies Day Out.
Yeah, turning Baby's Day Out into this episode was
It
was funny. It was funny at parts. Surely traumatic for the child, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it was funny.
It was funny.
Most of what you can say about it.
Yeah, I say the same. It's funny. Baby's Day Out, sort of parody. I don't know if it's a parody. It's more like a throwback, tribute, whatever. I have one gripe. This is not the Baby Laser from the show. They really could have gone that direction. Like, or maybe it is. I don't know. I'm like, this is a decent, like, fun laugh. The next episode we have on the list is an animated short where pissed off soups kill their parents. Now, when I saw this, I'm like, yo, this is definitely Rick and Morty, because it had that vibe. And I checked, and yeah, they have some involvement here. The creators of Rick and Morty, the animated show. Not my cup of tea, but fun episode. Kind of hilarious. There's some stuff in there, and it was all right. It's all right.
The idea of having shitty powers was fun. Some of the powers were very fun. The slow guy especially, is him killing his father when he was joking about it. That was hilarious. So yeah, overall this was funnier than episode 1, I would say. Because it had a very funny tone to it overall as a whole theme of it. And the shitty powers that they had were very funny. So yeah, I would say I would rate this as probably in funny terms the funniest of the 8.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there. Next up we have I'm Your Pusher. Now I really like this one because this was The Boys, the vibe, like the theme of The Boys. This episode portrayed that perfectly. And this is what I was, to be honest, very expecting. This was what I was expecting from this show, to be very honest. It's like this stuff like this. And I'm like, good animation, good story. Everything's like really, really good in this. For me, I think this one and another episode are like the top rated for me. Because they follow the Boys vibe. They have good animation, they have good story. Solid stuff. Like if I had a full show with this format, I'd have loved it instead of these ups and downs. Your thoughts?
Filler episodes.
Yeah.
True. Just as you said, this episode and another episode that would come later were only episodes with substance to actual Boys the series. If you love that show, you would love these episodes. Butcher and Frenchie were there in this episode, and it was fun as well. The usual Boys antics in this show that I was there, and definitely a really good watch.
Yep, definitely. Next we have Boyd in 3D, which when I saw the title, I was like, huh, what do you mean in 3D? And then I realized it's his apartment number, and I'm like, okay, that's a nice play on words. This episode, it was all right. It was fun. It shows you the dangers of social media, but like I thought it was kind of meta in a way, you know. But yeah, this didn't really have much.
It really showed that like two people having a relationship, but it was so it was so fake that even being there with each other, they were more interested in their own social media lives rather than with each other.
Exactly. And I felt that was kind of meta about it. But it was all right, an episode, nothing too fancy.
Nothing much.
Next, we have the shittiest episode. I mean, sorry, the episode's called BFF. What were they thinking? How could they make this a shitty episode? Literally, this is about shit who gets super, like, why would you waste why would you waste story writing, animation time, voice acting? Like, how is this even possible? Like, bro, what would you even do? How'd you end up here?
And you used Aquafina for this.
I don't know how she agreed to this. I don't know if is this her idea? I hope not.
Yeah, she's one of the writers of this as well, I think.
Like, bro, why?
But having the tide in this was fun. Yeah. Especially when he called this his territory when in the end. But he says this is a sewer, so it's actually their territory. He isn't.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know. The reason of this episode was I don't know.
Kind of shitty.
Just as I said at the start, it's a competition between the writers what they can get away with, and they was like, okay, let's give shit some powers.
What a shitty episode. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, and then to get the taste out of our mouths, we have the episode next is Nubian versus Nubian. I thought that was an interesting episode. Like, it showed like the parts of a superhero's life that people don't talk about, you know, behind the scenes. I really liked that aspect. It was a nice touch. Like, it's not the boys level, but it is a good touch and kind of hilarious at the same time, you know? Yeah. What do you think?
I thought it was a little repetitive to the previous one. Like, even in this one, you have this like relationship which is good for social media, but not in real life. It was kind of repetitive that way, but it was like that was just a relationship. This is like husband and wife. They have a family, and so on and so forth. So yeah, but the daughter part was fun.
Yeah. One thing I think that you would have liked about this was that they have scripts and they have like a story arc, you know, something that's very similar to your wrestling, you know. They have something that's planned out, and then like this guy comes in, like, you're not even in this season, like, why? That was good.
That was a really good line. You're not even in this season.
After that, we have John and Sunhee, a very emotional episode. Very emotional, very interesting. It's kind of nice, you know, kind of sad, kind of nice. It's like you had this high riding this whole season, and then you have this episode that kind of takes you out of it, you know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, first they give shit some powers, then they give a cancer some powers. So, but yeah, the motivation of the guy trying to save his wife, that was well done. The emotions portrayed were portrayed well. The ending was kind of weird, I would say. I didn't really feel emotional at the ending of it all. But overall concept was fine. It was, it was a very different tone as we were progressing along the season. But yeah, it's a good watch.
And last up, we have 1+1=2. Homelander's origin story, I guess. It's
debut into the war.
Yeah, definitely. This one, I have this tied up with I'm Your Pusher as the best episodes, highest rated in my opinion, because these are definitely the boys vibe. This is what we've been expecting out of this show. At least what I've been expecting. I expected stuff like this, a good filler content rather than the shit that we've been dealt. Literally. Yes. Boy. Let's not get into that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, again, another episode with actual substance to it, which gave us a little bit of story progression. Maybe these things might be touched in the upcoming season.
Yeah.
Because Soldier Boy's name was dropped in this episode as well. So that's a build up to obviously the villain of this season, which we are really excited for.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. Because right now this episode was enjoyable because this actually gave some story to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a throwaway episode there. It made sense when you're watching The Boys. You enjoy this episode.
Definitely, 100%. I don't know if we should rate this individually. I don't think we should. I think we should just rate this overall as a TV show. What's your rating?
I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's such an up and down show. You just can't. You can't give it a very low rating. You can't give it a very high rating. 7?
Fair enough. 7 sounds fine. I have it at 6.5. For me, the only 2 episodes that stood out were the OG ones, and the Rick and Morty one that was funny. That I enjoyed that, and then everything else was like, okay, Tika. It's like nothing too special, but not bad, except for the shitty episode where that's literal shit. Let's not go there. Like, no offense to the writers and everything, but I feel that that's a waste of animation, waste of time, waste of everyone's time. The people making it and the people watching it. They're just like, what's this shit?
Why?
Anyway, so yeah, what's that? A 6.75, let's say. Average it out. All right. Or I'll just go up to a 7.
Well, 6.5 is fine, to be honest.
That works too. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know what your favorite episode out of this was, and tell us why it was the shitty episode, because that was, I definitely know it's your all favorite episodes. Anyways, let us know. See ya. Bye.